been 6 long years and 6 Call of Duty titles, but it's finally here. Episode 2 of my Fun Class Setups. It's been a while, but with the amount of customization available in the Modern Warfare reboot, I finally have the tools available to really do this series justice. Without further ado, I present to you the Scarface Commando class. Oozing with 1980s action movie machismo, this is the class setup that Arnold himself would use. Initially, it was intended to be a hybrid between Tony Montana's Little Friend and the weapons Arnold Schwarzenegger used in movies like Commando and Predator, hence the name. In the end though, I think it's more of an ode to 80s action flicks as a whole. The primary weapon for this class is the M4A1, but for our purposes, we need to turn it into an M16. So I added the classic M16 Grenadier barrel and the M16 stock. No 80s action movie would be complete without a grenade launcher, so the high explosive underbarrel attachment is a must. In Scarface, Tony Montana's M16 has 2 magazines taped together to increase his firepower. Unfortunately, we don't have that option in the gunsmith, but with the 60-round magazine, it's the next best thing, effectively doubling our ammo capacity. Neither Tony Montana or Arnold's M16 has an optic on it, but I thought the modern M4 style sights look kind of odd on our M16. I wish you could put the classic carry handle back on the gun, but with the lack of that option, I went with the Scout Combat Optic. I figured it was the closest thing to an old ACOG sight, which is oddly absent from the game. Later, I would forego the optic and switch it for the rubberized grip tape to help tame the recoil of this beast. Plus, the iron sights really added to the feel of the weapon. I felt like I was blasting away at my foes like Scarface himself in that epic movie scene. To cap off the look, I put a Cold War era woodland camo on the gun. The secondary had to be a rocket launcher, no question. Initially I went with the Strela, but I soon realized my mistake. The RPG-7 is a quintessential 80s rocket launcher. For perks, I went with EOD, mostly because charging into the fray and not getting blown up is a very action hero thing, and also the 1-2 punch of restock and shrapnel to provide myself with the absolute most destructive power possible. I went with C4 for my lethal, because of course, but I had some trouble with the tactical. Most of the newer tech like heartbeat sensors and snapshot grenades were out, which left standard things like flashbangs and concussions, which kind of makes sense. I considered the stim shot, which would help me stay in the fight longer, but ultimately I went with the smoke grenade. It seemed like something that would be commonplace in an 80s action flick. The hero pops smoke, and then proceeds to just walk into the compound and start blasting away. To tie the class together, I chose the Minotaur operator with the Sun's Out customization, which changes his camo to woodland to match the gun. This guy is perfect. He's basically Russian Arnold. I think the class looks so good on the main menu screen. That about wraps up this episode of Fun Class Setups. If you got this far, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you want to see some more of these in the future. I've already got 3 other ideas in the works. I'll leave you with some footage of the class in action. Until next time, Lucified out.
Missile ready to launch.